Good evening. My name is Grand Chief Carl, and I'm here tonight to do a special information session regarding what was released on the internet and on the television and on the newspaper about us. Firstly, I need to share a couple of information with you that are very important for you to understand that the statement that was given, false Indians with cards, is not us. We will not tolerate that. That is a vicious, unwanted, unwarranted discrimination against our people. The fact that people decide to put on internet, to put on the television, or to put right in the newspaper that because we're not accepted by Indians on reserve or not Indians, somebody has to be seriously mentally retarded to think something like that. It's like telling a Jewish person that lives on one side of the road that he's not accepted because his neighbor doesn't want to recognize him. Because his neighbor lives on a piece of territory that is different from the other one, he's not a Jewish person. Being Aboriginal, under the Canadian Constitution, it says Indian include Métis, Inuits, and status or non-status Indians. The reason I say that is because, as you can remember, on the 14th of April 2014, the Supreme Court of Canada, which is the highest tribunal, has said it does not exist anymore. Métis, non-status, status Indian, my God, one has different rights. They now are all Indians and they all have the same rights. Why tonight I'm so, upset with the fact that they've done that is because they have done a severe discrimination attack against every one of you that knows that you are Indian because you did the required papers to pass on to that. Because INAC doesn't recognize our card, do you think we give a sweet shit about that? Excuse me for the S word, because I need to tell you another thing. I need to inform you that in 1867, that's when they created the foreign government to us. Why is it foreign? Because the Indians of the land never ever were signatories to anything that created. On the contrary, the king has sent a message that he was asking to create a government here. The government has nothing to do with Indians. The government is actually controlled by the Queen, obviously, today, before it was the King, and they put a governor to represent her. And as you know, the government of Canada has announced, so the panic point is coming, has announced in August that they're passing a law to stop and undo the reserve. There will be no law on Indians anymore. It's going to be thrown away. So why is everybody so upset at the fact that they call us false Indians? And as we all know, the one who tells you that you're a liar is because he's the liar. So we're saying we're not false Indians. We've actually proven we're Indians, and contrary to Indian Affairs that are giving false cards to some people that live on a reserve. They did not have to pass a DNA test. They did not have to prove they were Indians. They just had to prove that they had ancestors living on the reserve, and they gave them a card. But when I went to court, I remember the judge telling me, he says, Grand Chief Carl, the guy did not tell you that you had no ancestors, because I brought a witness to show that I had many ancestors. He says he has told everybody that you'd have no Indian blood. So when I did the DNA test, that was the end of that. Now, how many people do you know on reserve that are prepared to go pass a DNA test? And that are going to be prepared to pass a DNA test right after that they actually finish with the law on Indians, which is planned for just before Christmas. So you need to understand that we are at war, and war was declared on us way before I was ever born. When the first reserve was created, the reserve became a place for war against the ones that were living off reserve. How do you tell somebody living on one side of the street that he's no longer as good as the other guy that lives on the other side of the street? How do we actually address such an issue? Well, you know what? It's a lawsuit. And it's not a lawsuit that's normal. It's a lawsuit on defamation and discrimination. Severe discrimination, because nobody in this country has the right to tell you that you're a false Indian. Yet, somebody must have paid actually LaPresse, Somebody had to pay the newspaper, the television to say that you're not Indians or that you're false Indians. That's even worse. False Indian means that you're actually doing that in a illegal practice or illegal identification when the Confederation knows that that is not true. So I'm giving you this information because, like the chief of Chibougamau said, this fight is not a fight about Guillaume Carl, your Grand Chief. This is a fight about our people and them. This is a fight of our ancestors that was started way before then, that was ignored at that time because it did not look important. But this is a fight that we will not lose. I will not take the back seat for anybody. And you know why you have elected me as Grand Chief? Because I don't take any BS from anybody. I will not back up. I will not hide. And I have to tell you that we had a call from Nova Scotia. We had a call from southern Quebec, Matane area, La Vallée de la Matépédia. And these people have said 4 or 5 years ago, the government did the same thing to us. And we went and hid because we had no way of defense. Because most of our people don't have that. However, I've been there long enough to understand the modus operandi that the government uses to tell us that we're something or we're not. And they have no right to do that. And that's why our government, and everything I'm telling you is in this kit, and it has nothing to do with my paperwork, our government, which is called the Government of the Confederation, is respecting the United Nations resolution on Article 3 and 4. We respect all of them, but 3 says that we have the right for autodetermination, and for it, we have the right to self-governance. I will not let Trudeau and any of his kick friends tell me what I am, what I should be, and maybe I should take money and go hide somewhere and you lose everything. No, because you have to remember, we bring with us what we did good and bad. The people that lied, I explained to them. I said, if you lie about us, before the white man ever got here, we had 10 commandments. One of those commandments was tell the truth to everybody. It didn't even refer to tell no lie. Be truthful. By providing a stupid, ignorant document about us, attacking our reputation, slandering our names, slandering the operation that we do that's completely legitimate, they have broken that. And I told the woman before she left, and she wrote in an article, I said, if you lie, you will bring with you what you did to us. And she will. I can guarantee you that the liar will not worm out of it. And I ask the Creator right now to bring His authority on her and to show the people and guide us on the right track so we can be successful at being who we're supposed to be and not being puppets of anybody and being paid by the federal or provincial governments to be something to say yes people, like they had an Indian bringing cavalry in the communities slaughtering everybody. My phone number is 613-795-8262. 613-795-8262. And the phone number of the office is 819-592-1313. 819-592-1313. Here's my last message. I'm asking you to join forces with us because we will not lose. I am asking you to be there and not be afraid. If you need to be around me, I can take their pressure. I can take their harassment. They've already done it to me. And you know what? We are not going to sleep, and we are going to continue what was written before the 7-fire prophecy, and we will be successful. We will not lose, and we will win all together as one people in our nation. Thank you very much. If you have any issues, questions, please call me, and don't be afraid of what they're doing to us because they will pay for it. I'm telling you, I'm preparing a lawsuit against LaPresse and against TVA of $2 million for what they've done, the lie, and they can't win because we are not false Indians. We're the real thing. Thank you very much. Have a good night.